Student 2000 here coming at your review of A24's Pearl, starring Mia Goth in Ty West Pearl, which is the prequel to X. And this movie kicks a lot of ass. I did saw this movie in a bad time where I wasn't thinking of seeing this movie first, but thank goodness I saw that piece of shit bodies first. And I was so frustrated of watching that piece of shit that this movie, thank goodness, this movie Pearl made me relax and had a good time seeing this movie. And I'm glad that I saved this movie after seeing a bad, shitty movie, which bodies, which I think is a straight up piece of shit. Everybody has their least favorite, worst favorite A24 movies, but for me, the worst A24 movie I've seen is Bodies. That movie's a straight up dog shit of a movie. Annoying fucking characters. I know people want to say, "Oh, you just gotta understand that they're meant to be unlikable." I seen characters that are unlikable with arc and storylines, but I don't give a shit about them. They were fucking stupid and they were annoying. It gave me headaches from seeing that movie. I was so miserable watching it. Like, damn, when this motherfucker is gonna end? I want this motherfucker to end. But all in all, thank goodness I saw Pearl, starring Mia Goth. This was the same released in the same year with X, and I have seen X. Good movie, but I still would say I like Pearl more. I just think Pearl was more of an interesting character than MaxXxine character in X. Hopefully, MaxXxine is developed much better in MaxXxine, which I'm looking forward to checking that out. And who knows, MaxXxine may be better than X, but X is not a terrible movie. I still rather see X over shitty bodies and stuff. But A24's Pearl from 2022, great prequel that's well shotted, well cinematography, well directed by Ty West. The movie is really refreshingly shot so beautifully that it looks like you're in the 20s. Because of course it's like in the era of the 1917s, 1910s, 20s era during World War One. Of course, Pearl's husband Howard, who was in X, because her and Howard are in the X. They're like the two older couples. But her husband Howard's in World War Two, and she's living with her disabled dad and her abusive, religious, strict German mother. But she wants to be a star. She wants to be in show business. She wants to be happy, but she's like really tired of the lifestyle and the strictness that her mother's been putting her through. So one day she goes and sees a movie theater, seeing old school movies, and some of them are kind of like porno movies. But one leads to another. She has a freaky sex scene with the this with the scarecrow, which it is a freaky scene and absurd, but it's really nuts. And of course, one leads to another. She has like this weird scene where she's like taking a bath in front of her disabled dad, which is so bizarre to like taking a bath in front of your dad. Like that's just bizarre shit. While you're just naked. But all in all, it is the movie's just weird, but it's entertaining. I like this movie. And of course, she goes and meets with the theater projector guy that works at the theater, has a bit of a relationship with him, and of course, she brings him to her house. One leads to another. She introduces her dad to him to her dad to him, and also to her mom, and one leads to another. When her and her mom are having an argument, she starts breaking down, pushing her mom down the cellar, and she gets her head burned, burning her head alive. She has to like hire her mom, so the theater guy won't see her dead body. But the dad knows that this happened, but he's disabled and he can't say anything. And one leads to another. When the theater guy starts noticing that she is weird and fucking crazy, she goes fucking insane. Why not? I'm a star. You don't like me? Like, holy shit. That's some good acting by Mia Goth. Like, yeah. And of course, she's trying to leave because she's fucking crazy. But he gets his chest stabbed by a pitchfork, really graphically. And one leads to another. She dumps his body and his jeep into the pond of the river. And of course, the river has the alligator. Where she has that line, Beta, come and eat. Where she throws the dead goose into the water. But of course, the alligator is going to eat that dude's dead body that's floating in there. And that alligator is awesome. Because it's cool when you saw that alligator in X. Like, yeah, Pearl. Seeing the alligator in the Pearl movie was awesome. The way she says the line, Beta, come and eat. Yeah. And one leads to another, she sees this audition that her sister-in-law, which is Howard's sister, she's a blonde, and she has a thing with blondes that make her mad. But her sister-in-law tells her, "Oh, there's an audition for a singing performance." And one leads to another, she does her performance, and she is really disappointed when she's not accepted. And one leads to another, she has this big breakdown, crying down, and her sister-in-law takes her home, talks to her for a few minutes, and she does a performance where she's like talking to Howard and she's spilling her emotions, and her sister-in-law is so freaked out that she wants to leave. And she knows that Pearl's getting kind of weird, but Pearl knows that she's so full of shit, and she knows that she was the one that won the audition, and that she's just full of shit to Pearl. Like, oh, I didn't get nothing, I didn't win. It's full of shit. She's lying. So she's trying to get away, but Pearl grabs the axe, chases her dumb sister-in-law down, and axes her up with the axe. Like, here, she holds the axe. And of course, there's a brutal montages where she's like disembodying her body with meat cleavers and all that shit. Really well shot at gory effects. Like, there's some good gore effects in this one. Bloody kills too. And she sadly kills her dad, suffocating him to take him out of his misery, which is a fucked up part in the movie. But after that, she starts like disembodying more of her sister-in-law's dead body, throwing it into the pond, feeding Veda to her dead body, preparing this pig food that she had brought with her mom, that her sister-in-law and her mom brought, but she left it out and it's all full of maggots from the few days it's been there. Really disgusting shit. But she brings it into the table to put in the dinner, prepare dinner for Howard to come back, and Howard is shocked and calmly scared when she sees Pearl's mother and dad there sitting on the table dead with a bunch of food, and especially the maggot filled pig is there, and Pearl's holding this jar of lemonade that looks like shit with stuff floating in there, and she's like crazy with a big smile, like, Howard, I'm so happy that you're back, with a creepy smile. And the music goes. I also forgot to mention the music is really brilliantly good. I like the theme song to Pearl. It kind of sounds like musical music from the 20s. Of course, duh, it's the 20s. But when I was noticing like Tony Storm's theme song when she's like "Time is Tony Storm" in AEW, some of that music sounds like Pearl music. So like I was noticing that in AEW right now, but on off. The movie ends where Pearl's like crazily smiling, looking at the camera with a the credits are rolling with that beautiful music playing, and she's like crying with crazy tears coming out of her eyes and still smiling so crazy at Howard that he's back. And Howard must be fucking scared and disturbed for what she just did. And what it would this would lead into their last day in X. And of course it shows you that Howard just came back home into a nightmare, that he has to protect people from Pearl because Pearl is fucking crazy and nuts. And yeah, Pearl, her character kind of has a bit of baby Firefly vibes from House of Thousand Corpse, because she is really crazy and insane. Yeah, like how Fat says in Weird Science, crazy insane. But yeah, this series is awesome, great, definitely one of my favorite A24 movies, up there with Lighthouse and Uncut Gems. This is a great movie, Pearl, and even one of the best prequels out there. Because a lot of times prequels, they don't do. There's prequels that work, but there's dog shit ones. But all in all, this wasn't a piece of shit, which I was happy that this was a great movie to see after Bodies. But I bought this back in December 2022 when it came out, and it still looks good on Blu-ray. I don't know if there's gonna be a 4K, but whatever. It still looks good on Blu-ray. I definitely would like to pick the first one up. X, I would like to pick it up. And MaxXxine, I'm definitely going to check out in July. I'm really hyped up to see that one. I'm just going to save up to see that movie and Deadpool 3. But MaxXxine is a one I definitely want to check out this year in theaters. But yeah, great movie by Ty West. Badass prequel. Mia Goth kicked ass as Pearl. I thought Pearl was better than the MaxXxine character, in my opinion. But hopefully, who knows? Maybe MaxXxine might be better in the third one. But Pearl was fucking crazy. Great movie. Great film by Ty West. Great performance by Mia Goth. She is fucking wonderful. And great cinematography to make it look like it's in the 20s. And great music too. And even the settings looks as well. The cars, the buildings, the clothing, everything. The look of the movie just looks perfect. It's like something out of Public Enemies. Michael Mann's Public Enemies. But all in all, great movie. And if anybody has not seen Pearl, definitely check it out, folks. And yeah, X is good, and definitely want to check out MaxXxine. Have a good day, everybody. Take care, folks. Bye-bye.